Now let's briefly define the main concepts we distinguish in Onum regarding our platform. This way we can differentiate two key infrastructure level terms, cluster and tenant. The term cluster specifically refers to the physical infrastructure on which the platform is deployed, that is, real machines. These machines, as we'll see later, can be deployed either in the cloud or on-premise, but in essence, a cluster is the set of machines that run the pipelines and various components included in Onum. The tenant, on the other hand, is the web console, which we'll explain later, that supports all communication with the APIs and other components, which allows us to work with the platform, defining pipelines, setting up listeners, data syncs, and all other elements. As we've defined, the pipeline is the core concept around which all of Onum's functionality revolves. A pipeline is essentially a series of actions that are linked together and process the data that comes in as events. Actions, in turn, are the smallest individual components we use to carry out transformation or processing tasks within Onum. We'll go over the different types of actions and what each of them does in general terms later on. Events are each message that enters the platform. They pass sequentially through the data flow and are transformed according to the different actions applied. Listeners are the entry point of any data flow. They are the initial component in Onum that is responsible for receiving information from the source. Within these listeners, we can create different labels, which act like categories or types of data, whether by format, origin, or the type of processing we want to apply to the incoming data. We'll also see later how these labels are created and what implications they have based on how the system functions. Data syncs, on the other hand, are actions responsible for sending information to a destination. We'll see that Onum can interact with a wide range of data syncs and send data to many destinations, cloud resources, communication tools, SIEMs, etc. Because the platform is agnostic, we have the flexibility to send data to many types of destinations. The data source is simply the origin, where the data is generated before it enters Onum. Lastly, we have tags. This feature allows us to organize and classify items within the platform. Tags help us manage and structure our listeners, pipelines, and data syncs more effectively inside a tenant. Tags help us manage and structure our listeners, pipelines, and data syncs more effectively inside a tenant. They also allow us to filter by data origin. For example, whether the source we're monitoring or ingesting is from cloud-based, on-prem, or from a third party. Ultimately, tags let us categorize the information we have within our Onum tenant.